What is up, travelers? Pathalerix here, coming at you with episode 2 of my 0 to 1 million gold challenge. In this episode, we're covering levels 20 to 40, a 20 level bracket. Within this level bracket, I did 3 spots for gold making, but at the same time, I've been having a pretty good time just leveling up this character. So here and there, I'll be doing dungeons. As you see here, I've been running Marden. And I did a little bit of Razor Friend Crawl at the end to finish off levels 35 to 40. Now these can be good ways to make gold as well. You can get lucky and get a random bind on equip green or blue or even epic purple quality items. And these can sell for a lot in the auction house. However, this I wouldn't classify running dungeons while leveling as a gold farming technique, but just be aware that some of the items you get, if they are bind on equip, could sell for a lot of gold. But other than that, man, I've just been having a great time with this character. It's been a lot of fun. Having the focus be on all the professions and earning all the gold on it kind of brings an experience similar to completely starting anew. Similar to almost a classic WoW vibe, but in Battle for Azeroth. So the focus has been on playing the game, doing quests, and just really enjoying the leveling experience. But let's get into the first gold farming spot here without further ado. This first spot is actually just a gathering route in Vale. So gathering routes are, as you can see on the screen here, just a path to walk on that have a large quantity of herbs and ores, nodes, that will potentially spawn. At low levels, you can get away with a pretty small route, not traveling that much distance, because you don't have very much movement speed. So you can have a pretty tight route, and the nodes will still be respawning each time you circle through. So here we're just hitting a high density area of tin, copper, and the herbs of the zone. I think it's King's Blood, Earthroot, and 1 or 2 other ones. But this route is kind of neat because you get both tin and copper. The copper in this little upper left-hand corner is the only copper that actually spawns in Vale. So it's nice to spread your materials across a few more materials. That way, if you do end up farming up a few of them, you can have 2 different kinds of materials on the auction house, which has a higher sell rate. So the focus for this is just literally just walking on the path. If you go back to that little white circle and just doing this little loop, each loop takes like 10 minutes, and then you're going to just be running back and forth. But to be honest, at these low levels, you don't have that much movement speed, and you can honestly get this much ore and herb just from questing anyways by picking up nodes when you see them. So this first spot would only be really viable if you're super strapped for cash. Otherwise, just quest and gather ore as you go. But for the second farm, we will actually be leaving Kalimdor and heading over to the Eastern Kingdoms. This was a pretty cool little farm that I found. It's in, where are we? In the wetlands. And in this corner up in here, this is the area just to the right of Green Warden's Grove on this path. So the second farm is actually a pretty cool instant respawn farm that is very viable at higher levels. But I found that coming here, you can kill these guys pretty quickly yourself, but there's also a chance that a higher level comes and begins this instant respawn farm, and you can literally just tag mobs and they will kill them for you, and you can both loot them. You don't even have to be in a party with them, you're just sharing the loot. One downside to this is you pretty much get no XP from the kills because you're not doing any of the damage. But an instant respawn farm is a pretty good thing for transmog, like green or epic quality items, and pets. So in this specific location, the mobs will instantly respawn once a certain amount of them are dead. So the game is coded to always have a few of them alive. So no matter how fast you kill them, you can always keep killing them faster and faster, which is why you can see so many dead bodies. But here, there is the Crimson Whelpling that can drop from these. I was not lucky enough to get it myself, but if you do get it, it's a good pet you can sell on the auction house or keep for yourself. And there are a few higher quality green items, such as the Buccaneer's blouse or Buccaneer's chest piece. And there's a fewer lower levels or lower quality transmog items that are worth a few hundred gold that I managed to get here. And you're gonna get a little bit of cloth as well. So this is a good spot to come. You can just grind some mobs and hopefully get lucky with the drops, or get lucky with someone else coming here and farming it for you. In that case, just focus on tagging the mobs, so getting one spell on them before they die, If you're a ranged class such as a druid, you can just moonfire one of the mobs, and once the max level or higher level character kills them, then you can loot them, which is what you see me doing here. But it's a pretty good spot. You can get the pet if you're lucky. We'll probably be returning to this spot later once we're a higher level, and you might get lucky and get some transmog gear as well that you could post on the auction house. But in between these actual dedicated gold farms, I was still doing the basic questing and dungeoning. So Stranglethorn Vale in particular is one of my absolute favorite zones to quest in. I don't know why, I just love the Nessingwary base camp quests and the ones that come up later in the game in Nagrand and areas like that. So I made sure to hit up this spot and kill all the crocolisks, panthers, tigers, raptors. Tons of fun. It would have been a little more beneficial in my gold purse if I also had skinning for this, but I decided to stick with my mining and herbalism, which honestly paid off pretty well. Stranglethorn Vale has just herbs and ores spread everywhere over the zone, so I didn't do any kind of specific route for this. I was just questing, and if I saw herb or saw ore on my mini-map, I would go ahead and get it. And Stranglethorn Vale also has silver ore scattered in there, so silver sells for a lot on the auction house. I think it's about 40 gold on my server, so that was a nice little chunk of change. But let's get into the third spot that I actually did some serious gold farming, and it is in the Darkmoon Faire. So the Darkmoon Faire is only active for the first week of each month. Right now I'm smack dab in the middle of it, from the 3rd to the 9th or so. And this is only possible if you're in this window. So open up your calendar and check and see if it's available. And the Darkmoon Faire is located in Goldshire. You can enter the Darkmoon Faire at any level, levels 1 through 120. And the only thing you're going to need for this is level 1 fishing, which you can pick up on the docks at the Darkmoon Faire if needed. So in order to do this gold farm, just go to Stormwind however you can and make your way down to Goldshire. Right outside of the town will be the Darkmoon Faire. We'll hop into it real quick right here. So once you're inside the Darkmoon Faire, you're going to want to head to the shores, and along the shores will be these shipwreck debris. If you go ahead and fish, and your fishing rod lands in there, you'll be fishing from the pool, and even with level 1 fishing, you will have a 100% chance to catch what I'm about to catch. Each one of these will give you 4 or 5 Darkmoon Daggermaw and a sealed crate, and the sealed crate will be giving you this Darkmoon Firewater. That's kind of the big ticket item here, the Darkmoon Firewater and the Darkmoon Daggermaw. So the Darkmoon Daggermaw are basically a currency that can be used at the Darkmoon Faire for people to buy things. So you can just sell those on the auction house. They're usually 15 to 40 gold each. My server is kind of cheap, it's about 15 gold, but it's pretty chill. And the Darkmoon Firewater is actually used for gathering professions. So if you drink the firewater, your speed of skinning, mining, and herbing will be much faster. Now you could farm these up yourself and use them while you're questing to gather things quicker, but they just sell for so much that I would, at this level, just sell these Darkmoon Firewaters on the auction house. They usually go for upwards of 100 gold each, and you can get them pretty easily here. You literally just like run up and down the shore until you find the pools, and then you fish in the pools and you get these items. The only thing that you might have to look out for is the pools are shared across other people fishing here. So if you have competition, they might be stealing the pools from you, but it's not too big of a deal. And if you run up and down the shore for a decent amount of time, you'll find 1 or 2 and maybe even get lucky and you just keep hitting them after time. But I did all of my leveling, did all that farming and questing and gathering herbs and ores. And now, as you see, we are level 40, back in Stormwind. I leveled up over the past couple days, so I've been selling stuff on the auction house, but we'll take a quick look at the last kind of tally here. So we sold 78 different things. We'll take a look at the bigger ticket items. I was able to farm up 13 Darkmoon Firewater. That took me, I think I did it for about 12 minutes, give or take. Maybe closer to 20 minutes, and I got 13 of them, which sold for 1,500 gold, which is pretty nice. Then a lot of various herbs and meat and whatnot. Tin ore, 69 of them. That was from the Ashenvale farm. Same with these wild steel blooms. What else did we get? Oh, I did sell the Defender Gauntlets of the Aura. I think I got these from the Wetlands farm. So we did actually get some gold out of that, luckily. And I have a few more items on the auction house. Sold a few smaller green items, notched sword. More just like random trade materials. Another bigger ticket item of 208 tin ore, again from the Ashenvale farm. We did sell Gypsy Tunic of the Aurora. That's a pretty big one. 931 gold as a transmog item to someone over here. Yep. And where did we go? What else did we sell here? Copper ore from the Ashenvale farm. Planned gemmed copper gauntlets. These two were green items from one of either questing or the Ashenvale farm, or pardon me, the Wetlands farm, and then just more assorted trade goods and herbs from leveling up. So I'll go ahead and open up all that mail. Should have put us to about 6,800 gold. Not too bad for leveling, and we do have a lot of items left on the auction house. And real quick, actually, as you see here, I might go buy the crystal vials. Where'd I go? Anyways, I am selling crystal vials and coarse thread, which are vendor crafting items from alchemy and tailoring. So you can buy these from the alchemy and tailoring vendors, and some people will buy them on the auction house. Like I paid for these 26 crystal vials probably about 26 silver and sold them for 999 gold. I will go a little more into that in a later video where we have more gold to play around with, but that's definitely a way you can turn a little bit of copper into a lot of gold. So we'll go ahead and get our final tally here at 6,800 gold. So levels 20 to 40. I didn't sit down and farm for hours in any spot. I tried out the spots for about 20 to 30 minutes and was just leveling normally. And we were able to get 6.8k. That's pretty good. Up to level 40. Next level bracket will be levels 40 to 60. I believe it might have a smaller bracket if we decide to do a few actual farms, but it'll largely be the same as this. Things will change a little bit once we get to level 60 plus, because then we have the option to come back to these zones and do some higher level farms. But until then, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions or any areas you want me to try out, any farms or anything really. And yeah, catch you in the next video. See ya.